Welcome to the podcast. It's been a long time, guys.
It's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even get the 3-year anniversary, did I? I wasn't even here.
I don't even remember.
Was I there?
But Efren's been doing a lot of podcasts as of late.
Oh, yeah, because Efren wants to be a viral sensation.
He does. He wants to be a sexual viral sensation.
How can you be that when he doesn't even have sex?
Well, STD.
Oh.
When you get it named after you. Yes, sir, I'm sorry to tell you, you have a very rare disease. What's it called? What do you want it to be called?
The Efren?
Would you say he is maidenless? Excuse me, I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring lately.
Wait, hold on. Is there a 3-year anniversary?
You were supposed to record it a while back. About some months ago, I think. And you asked me to come over, but I was like, I can't, because I was doing some things.
Episode 31. Oh, you were on there.
Was I?
Yeah, it's me, you, Efren, and Juan.
Oh. I guess I did make it.
Yep.
A lot of things here lately have been a blur.
Well, yeah, you're a homeowner now.
Yeah, homeowner now.
Your child is speaking the English language.
Yeah.
Not the Spanish language.
Well, he also speaks Spanish, just not as much because he doesn't hear it as much.
Well, when I speak Spanish to him, he immediately just translates it into English. Like, I was like, uno, dos. He's like, yeah, 1, 2. I was like, okay.
Then he'll be like, 3.
3. All right. Well, let's start with the intro real quick.
Chuck Huber here, voice of Android 17 in Dragon Ball Super and Kurogiri in My Hero Academia, and so much more. I hope you enjoy listening to this episode of The Sweep.
It's a show about nothing and a podcast about anything.
So I've gathered us here today.
Sit back and relax as we assault your mind through the wonderful world of YouTube.
Daman Mills, freed in society when he was accused of molesting a 15-year-old boy, but spent years attacking Vic Mignogna.
That deep fake, it doesn't work good sometimes.
No, it's fine though. I mean, it's close enough.
Yeah. So that is the Greg Ayers version of Frieza. Rest in peace. I know me and him had our ups and downs while he was still alive, but I'm sorry.
I forgot he died. He was a little man.
Yeah, I apologize for calling you a little bitch. I mean, it is what it is. It's all in the past now.
Hey man, it was all charged up because of what was going on at the time and stuff like that. And is that case even still ongoing, or is that finally ended?
The Vic Mignogna case?
Yeah.
Well, actually, me and him had a problem because of COVID. Because, he was immune compromised. But I think that my rights shouldn't be squashed because you were compromised. You should be extra careful. I mean, It's your life on the line. But no, yeah, the Vic Mignogna case is ongoing. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Funimation, since Funimation is now Crunchyroll.
Well, they might just forfeit it just because of their dissolving.
They should. What I'm curious is going to happen, are they going to keep these voice actors now that it's going to become Crunchyroll? Because you think, hey, they just freshly came out of a lawsuit, why don't you get rid of Monica and Jamie and everybody? Because there's no reason to keep them anymore.
Well, they're not going to get rid of Sabbath, and the big guys like Sabbath, because, well, they use Sabbath Studio.
I mean, well, that's the problem, is it's Crunchyroll now. So Crunchyroll is so much bigger than Funimation, and when you combine those two entities, and they're all going to be basically under the Sony flag now instead of independent, who knows? You might actually start seeing big celebrities being anime. Something I don't want, but this might be a future. You might see kind of
like what Mr. Beast is doing. Getting big celebrities and stuff like that to do voiceovers and in other languages, though. Yeah,
that'd be weird seeing Eddie Murphy in an anime.
They'll do it if the price is right.
I mean, he should. I mean, Eddie Murphy would make a great Killer Bee in Naruto.
Let's not even get into Boruto right now.
I didn't say Boruto. You're the one that brought that demon into this zoo. Oh, by the way, we're live at Dallas Zoo. We're seeing the gorillas, the tigers, the small Hispanic children.
Why are they only Hispanic?
I guess this is your first time at the Dallas Zoo.
It is.
And the reason we're at the Dallas Zoo is it's because...
Crazy Michaela Monday.
All right, let's go.
Without any more further ado, the 45th President of the United States of America.
Let's make Crazy Michaela Mondays great again. We all love the sweep. Am I right, folks? I'm always right. Stupid question, I know. Now give it up for my good friend, Daddy White. He's doing a great job, really.
It's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Hey, Dom, if you look closely, you see that gorilla just spreading herself for you.
Oh, yeah, the gorilla that spread eagle for me? That was a hairy vagina.
I wish you didn't show me that.
Well, I mean...
Now I can't unsee it.
It's bad.
I need some femboy dicks to cleanse my mind.
It's bad.
I mean...
Did you like the eagle or the gorilla spread eagle?
That we saw today?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. They're the people in front of us.
Oh, I have photographs.
Oh, you have photographs?
Don also didn't explain why he got hard when that happened.
Well, when you're in the heat for that long, the friction of the Dallas Assist football athletic jersey shorts rubbing up against your male genitalia may cause erections.
You should definitely put that in the warning when you sell those.
Yeah.
Boners may occur.
Yeah. I'm also sunburnt.
I see that. I've never seen you sunburnt, by the way.
Well, it's
I never thought you spent time in the sun.
I normally don't go outside.
Yeah, it's true.
But...
So you finally touched some grass.
Is that a pedophile joke?
What? No.
Grass on the field, play ball?
No, only you took it there.
All right. Well, we have the lovely full moon returning to the podcast. You're used to being a studio audience, but now you're actually on the podcast.
That is indeed factually correct.
Full moon.
Make the fat booty go clap.
Yeah, I know it, so I clap them. Time was in. Cheeks, yeah.
Both hands together, God, let me pray.
You often clap Time Wizard cheeks.
Most definitely.
Well, you just recently got into Yu-Gi-Oh! I constructed you a deck to be able to duel with normal style monsters that have the same attack and defense, Sangan, Exodia pieces, and then a bunch of cards that stall the game or help her draw cards. And she was able to defeat both Kaiba and Joey.
Yeah, I'm currently on a winning streak.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, yeah, Joey's an easy one, but
well,
Kaiba's a little bit harder.
It was first
or are they
episode
Duelist
Kaiba,
Kingdom though? Which one is?
Yeah.
Okay, Duel. Okay.
Episode 1 Kaiba, and then Joey pre Red Eyes.
Oh, dude, he was hella trash before Red Eyes.
Bro, look, we're starting from the bottom. Now we're here.
I mean, he beat Bandit Keith for the Red Eyes.
No, it was Rex Raptor.
Was it Rex Raptor?
Rex Raptor's the only oh no, he beat May without the Red Eyes, and then Rex Raptor is where he got Red Eyes.
When he beat Bandit Keith, that's when he got that metal card, right? Metal. What was it? I can't remember.
He uses the metal claws during the Paradox Brothers, so that's before Bandit Keith. But you're talking about Metamorphosis?
Yeah, I think it was Metamorphosis.
Yeah, to make Metal Dark Eyes Black Dragon, or whatever that one is.
Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon.
Yeah.
I've been out of Yu-Gi-Oh! For so long now.
Well, we're currently watching it right now. There'll probably be a not episode about that. I think we're currently at... They just got into Pegasus Castle, and they're going to do the semifinals.
Oh, have they pointed the walkies at each other yet?
They have. Plenty of walkies have been pointed. So, yeah. And then we have long overdue El Pollo Loco.
You know what the homies call me in the streets, B? They call me
El Pollo Loco.
I don't know what that shit mean, but that shit sound...
Did you show the bottom of your ass cheeks, though? Start calling me Casa de Pollo.
Okay. And then we have Trap Lover 69. Always welcome on the podcast.
I am known by many names. Mountain Slayer, Thunder Lion, the Chocolate Axe. But you may call me...
Trap Lover 69.
Oh, go suck a dick!
That line never gets old.
No, it really doesn't.
Yeah, and then I am Daddy White. Have you heard my new intro, Anthony?
Probably not.
Okay. Have you won?
I have.
You have? Okay.
Daddy White.
If I was white, might still have a ghetto shit. The only white privilege I see are those teeth.
Ain't no daddy issues, then I won't even bother. She said pull her hair like a Victor Mignogna.
Done, Daddy White Hill. Can I call you Daddy? Actually, that's weird.
She said pull her hair like I'm Victor Mignogna. We're here to talk about Damian Mills, the quote-unquote new Me Too, but gay people can't do raping, and then males can't get raped. We all know that's a fact.
That's about as bad as saying that black people can't be racist. Our racism is only from... Okay, no, this is dumb. So racism is only when a person that is not of color does something against a person of color. Not doing anything to any race or one section of group of people. It's now white and black.
I mean, I've heard Hispanic moms say more racist things than my father ever did.
Oh, yeah. No, Hispanic moms are, especially if they're from another country, are very racist.
Yeah, you don't bring no black people into this household.
But Damian Mills, by the way, I don't understand. So he jacks off in front of people, does all this stuff, and then the person that says this then retracts their statement?
Yeah, he was threatened with legal action from Damian Mills, and then also apparently Damian Mills threatened so the news agencies, which is weird. So we have two sides of quote-unquote anime news. So we have Anime News Network that is traditionally considered liberal and woke, kind of like CNN. And then we have Bounding Into Comics, which is considered more conservative, like kind of like Fox News. So he basically threatened both these news agencies, saying that he was going to kill himself if they didn't retract the statement. And David Ward, I think is his name. I've actually met him at plenty of cons. He's a Funimation, or now Crunchyroll, director. And he basically said, hey, I don't believe any of the accusations. Damian Mills is still going to be in all of my animes. So look forward to that. And then when they retracted it, he posted, hey, look, it just took a moment of time for the truth to come out. Now, the problem is that this person had already released multiple screenshots of conversations they had. Didn't quite prove what he said, but it's a lot more than the Vic people ever had. Speaking of that, Monica and Jamie have done a podcast as of late. Going to tell their side of the story, but nothing's came of it. They just joke around and then nobody watches them.
Right, exactly. And they're trying to bank on it a little bit. And it feels like today everyone's trying to have their 15 minutes of fame last a little bit longer, right?
Yeah, and it's just funny that, Damian Mills, that was such on the anti-Vig bandwagon, had so much stuff against him. And actually, there's screenshots from Facebook, I'm assuming it's Facebook, of him saying the N-word with hard R.
Oh. Worse than Joe Rogan?
I was about to say, isn't that... You're supposed to be canceled after that. But you can't because he's gay. And we forget that gay people's above black people.
Right, you have your protected classes, basically. Yeah.
And number one, let me talk about how much I love trans people in all these women's sports. I want a trans woman to have the UFC women's title. I want them to win all the gold medals. It's just freaking funny, man.
The funny part about the trans thing is that Caitlyn Jenner, they keep bringing her on, thinking that she's going to be like, oh my god, yes, they should play whatever. She's completely opposite. She's like, hell no, those are biological men. She was like, I was a biological man. She's like, I know how much better, like... She's on the other side about it because she did transition, and they think that she's going to be in support of it, and she's not at all. She's like, hell no, they should not.
She also supported Trump. I mean, they don't realize that she's still very conservative.
Right, but no one talks about that because they just don't want to feel like, someone's batting for the other team that should be batting on this team.
Yeah, it was something... Oh, man, I don't want to get this totally wrong. It was something like the top 5 African-American Twitter accounts, like with the most followers. Or no, top 50. It's like, of the top 50, there was 5 accounts that were conservative, and just people don't talk about those. So like, let's talk about the other 45.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, that kind of stuff doesn't hold any water for me, because they even look at the top 20 Christian sites or whatever are all ran by trolls. I'm being serious about this.
Yeah, I've heard about Christian Mingle isn't actually Christian. Oh, I mean, we met on a Christian dating app, Upward.
Yeah, Upward, yeah.
There do be some baddies on there.
Okay, but you've definitely partaked in some things that are not very...
Like what?
I'm not going to say. I know your past.
Speak your piece. I was kind of offended when I first said that I was actually in a relationship for the first time in 2 years, that everybody kept asking me if she was biologically female. Guys, you just gotta let this go.
We know almost everything you've done.
And I love when people ask me that. I was like, I don't know, I didn't ask.
But you found out, didn't you?
I mean, I don't know. It could be reconstructed. I mean, I did see photos of her when she was 12, softball photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know anything past that. So maybe they transitioned at 12.
Oh my gosh.
We're way off subject.
Yeah.
We're way off topic. Okay. I don't think I have that clip anymore.
Let's move on to Russia. No, I'm just like...
Double thumbs up, Kent Tuesday.
Oh, man.
All right.
I almost feel like the world doesn't even care about the whole, Ukrainian thing right now. It's kind of moved from there a little bit.
To what?
Whatever the fuck else they're talking about these days. News just goes and goes.
I was talking to Lando Drunkrisian, and I was telling him, I was like, COVID doesn't exist anymore.
No, it really doesn't.
What are you talking about? People still get sick from COVID all the time. I was like, no. As soon as Russia invaded Ukraine, it cured all the COVID. So I used to see advertisements all the time for the vaccine. Now, for some reason, I guess before vaccines weren't safe for children, but now every vaccine ad I see is for children. It's like, you protect children with pads and sunscreen all the time. Now it's time for them to get a vaccine. Vaccines are available for all children 4 and up.
But why would you vaccinate your child with something that could potentially hurt them that hasn't been tested for that long for a sickness that really doesn't affect them that much? Which I'm pretty sure my son had it, and all he had was he coughed like twice, had runny nose, and that was about it.
I mean, I had COVID 3 times now. Last time was the worst. The Omicron variant. Yeah. So I had the original, the Delta, and the Omicron. So I never had
How did you get all 3?
That's not all 3. There's 8 different COVID strains.
Well, I've only had the original.
Well, we say the original. Technically, when we say original, we had the New York version. Because the original is the Italian Chinese one. When it came to America, it mutated in New York and became a separate strain.
The only thing is I suffer from something that is called long COVID, which is the lasting effects of the original the first COVID variant over here. Because just now, almost 2 years later, close to around a year and a half, because I got it in like October of 2020. I only now am I kind of able to start really smelling more things. Like I can smell soaps now. I can smell like meats and things like that. I still can't smell shit though, which is weird. So this whole time my son's been shitting and stuff. I'm the greatest at changing diapers. I can't smell shit at all.
So Nick Ricada talked about that. All fried foods to him now taste like they have a slight burnt rubber taste. Mm-hmm. So he can't eat like fried chicken and stuff anymore. It just tastes bad to him. So he has to eat like pork roast and stuff basically cooked in water. And things like that. He said he can kind of do like hamburgers, like maybe on the George Foreman, pressed down where the grease is cooked out. What was that one?
I disapprove of George Foreman, alright? You gotta grill that shit with charcoal.
Pretty good, man.
How can you be a fan of Canelo and say that you disapprove of the George Foreman grill?
Fuck off.
It's a lean, mean, fat burning machine.
How do you know that Canelo uses the George Foreman?
Look.
Yeah, where's your sources?
I met Canelo's cousin in Deep Ellum.
Go on.
That guy was probably lying.
He wasn't. He actually has a bunch of photos with Canelo. Unless he's just really cool with Canelo.
Was that the guy in the Ferrari?
Yes.
Okay, that actually explains some shit, because I was wondering why the fuck that guy was in a Ferrari, and why the fuck were y'all talking to him?
Yeah, he had this chick in his car, too, and he was like, yeah, look, he showed us his ID, and then he, showed Canelo's followers on Twitter or something, and he was like, you see how, a bunch of these have the same last name? And he's like, yeah, and here's me with Canelo and us hanging out. So, I mean, if I was, friends with Canelo, or even I, remotely knew him, I wouldn't lie and be like, hey, I'm cousins with Canelo. I'd be like, nah, man, I'm best friends with Canelo. You know what I mean?
But I guess maybe because I don't feel that LA or anything like that. To me, that just seems stupid. Honestly.
Which part?
Just the whole, rolling up to people and be like, hey, I'm Canelo's cousin. Here's my proof. Here's this and that. I really wouldn't give a fuck.
I guess we asked. Because we were like, what do you do? When you see somebody in a nice car, and he's like, I don't do anything. I'm just Canelo's cousin. Just get kickbacks. It's how Hispanics are, though, man.
Yeah.
You know firsthand.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Well, I still think you're full of shit. Anyways, surprisingly, through this...
Yeah, but I asked him specifically. I was like, hey, does he use the George Foreman? He's like, all the time. 20
Bullshit. I call bullshit.
That's how he keeps...
No, I call bullshit.
He even has the portable George Foreman.
He does. He has the portable one from 2014 that was only available in Canada for 2 weeks.
Do all your shit all you want, I'm still gonna think you're bullshitting. Anyways, through this whole thing, I'm surprised I never got COVID once. All my family has gotten it.
Oh, I think you got it. You just didn't know.
Probably.
I feel like you were... The problem is, with your already other medical problems, I don't think you would know that you had COVID.
Maybe. I mean, there was that time before the whole breakout here in Texas. I did get, really sick. Sicker than before. And then the doctors did that little nasal swab test, and they didn't know what I had. They're like, too bad, sucker. You gotta write it out.
Yeah, I got it before COVID was a thing, but there was 4 cases in Dallas, and I got sick.
And then for me, you remember when we went to Anime Dallas? That only time I went with you, remember, I got real sick where I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
And I was sick for a while, and I went to the doctor, and they were just like, you have some unexplainable virus. They were just like, it's a viral infection. We don't know what it is.
I don't think that could be COVID, because I think that predates even China's, because China's started in January, and I think we started in March.
No, that was in No.
Ours was in December. I think that predates like.
No, it was in December.
COVID
Yeah, because
in
I started my new job not too long after that, and I remember I had a residual effect that anytime I drank something cold, I would instantly start coughing.
Yeah.
Actually, I had that effect for like 3 months.
Yeah, I guess I have my first cavity ever. So occasionally, it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes I'll drink something cold and it'll hit it like buried a hole in my tooth. It'll hit that hole and I'll be like, like it kind of hurts.
My dentist was astounded. He was like, "When's the last time you came to the dentist?" I said, "Over 15 years ago." He said, "I don't know how you haven't been to the dentist in 15 years. He said, "You have just one small cavity and that's it." I was like, "What?" I was like, "That's bullshit. I thought my teeth were gone for." He said, "No, your teeth are in great condition."
I have a lot of black like stains, and I was like, God, basically all my molars have cavities. But then I looked, and I'm like, it's literally just stained. I don't know why. There's no hole. There's one hole, and that's the rest of them are fine.
I had a bunch of plaque buildup. Like he's like, you have a lot of plaque. He said, but you actually have nothing wrong. He said, other than the plaque, your teeth are fine. And actually, my teeth used to bleed real bad when I brushed them. But after he cleaned off that plaque, my teeth actually don't even bleed anymore.
Dang, I gotta go to the dentist now. Oh, so talking about what we're drinking, Juan and Anthony aren't drinking anything.
Holy water only.
Because they're Catholic. So, they'll relate a lot to this Damian Mills story. Anyways. What? Nothing. So, yeah, they're on Lent. So I am drinking Kraken Spice Rum with Coke Zero. Yeah, the last time I drank that, I think it was at your place, where you fed me a hamburger with Bomb Against Humanity on it.
Threw up on my floor.
And I threw up on your floor, because that's before we realized that spicy and alcohol makes me throw up.
Also,
I also threw up in your Jordan box.
But
well, you brought out the Jordan box for me to throw into it, because I kept throwing up on the floor.
Oh, okay.
And I remember I got throw up in my Cowboys hat, and you tried to wash it off, but it messed up.
Yeah, messed up the hat, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Was that the night that... No, that wasn't the night that I had to drive Juan home because he drank the Kraken and couldn't stop throwing up.
I'm pretty sure that's the same night.
There was one night that happened.
It was good. Kraken was a good time, bro.
Kraken, never again.
He was throwing up so bad, we're driving, he's just...
Well, at that point, nothing was coming out. It was like dry.
How much do you weigh?
Like 116.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, I don't think you can drink as much as, like, us being in the 200-pound range.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly I learned that.
I mean, I don't drink as much as I used to. I've actually turned into a lightweight. Compared to what I was a couple years ago, I'm a super lightweight now again.
Well, like Russian... Well, that's good. That's always good.
Yeah.
Russian Ruski, she tried to go shot for shot with me, despite her being 106 pounds. This is a bad idea, but we can do it. Yeah, she had to call off the next day. And then she put some off-brand Dog the Bounty Hunter black guy from YouTube, and I watched like 6 episodes. Kind of got addicted.
Wait, what?
There's like a YouTuber that's just a black guy, but he's basically like off... He's a mix of Dog the Bounty Hunter and cheaters.
Is he the guy that's catching pedophiles or no?
He catches pedophiles. He catches people that legit have like warrants and things, and then he also catches.
Wait, I think I know what guy you're talking about.
He has like short dreads.
Did he catch EDP?
All I know is EDP don't have nothing on me. I got more kids than a playground. I love the sound when kids scream. What is it?
Hey, the magic of editing.
I can't remember the Long Beach Griffey when a pedophile enters the studio. But I think Fortnite got me the most pipe. I'll be chasing kids for life.
Well, since I'm gay and I'm pretty much invincible. Candy!
I got a knot on my waist. I ain't talking about no gun. What is it? I love a pale boy Macaulay Culkin. That pale skin got my drawers soaking. You leave your kid alone, he's getting stolen.
Yeah, talking about alcohol though, sometimes it astonishes me how much Don can drink. I've seen this man drink a lot.
So I feel so bad. Don't know what happened. There'd probably be a knot about it. So me and Arcana went to Tough War Remix party, and Space Cowboy.
I knew that dude. I saw him. I was like, "That's that dude with the fucking light bulb."
Yes, bro. He was hype.
He really was.
I don't know. So the concert was pushed back about an hour more than expected. So I was a lot drunker than what I expected, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was what I think. The problem is, since I'm a manager now at my job, I'm not used to standing as much as I used to be. So I guess I got tired, but for some reason about, I wouldn't say halfway, probably like 2/3 of the way through the concert, I was just like, I gotta go. And we went out to the patio section. I just started throwing up. I felt sick. And I wasn't even that drunk. And what's funny is we had hung out maybe 2 weeks prior, and I had drunk the same amount, if not more, but it was spread across a longer period of time. Yeah. But we'd gone to the movies, we'd gone shopping, all kinds of things, and I was drunk off my butt through this entire experience. For some reason, I just couldn't handle that concert, so we had to leave early. So I only saw about half of Tough Warrior.
Actually, this next Canelo fight, man, I hate that when I'm at your house, Juan, like, I get too drunk during the Canelo fights. I really do. Because, we're sitting there for a long time drinking, and then you want to take shots and we do all that. Yeah. And I felt bad the last time I was there, and, I sometimes feel like apologizing to your dad and your mom and stuff. So I don't mean to act an ass.
Well, I mean, I did scream Spanish at his mom and dad, like, through the entire end of the last visit.
Well, my parents are fully aware we're just wild, so it's no big deal.
Well, it's good they've known us for, like, a lot of years, and, they know us, and, good thing like that. But, I got a plan, and I don't know. I guess since I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize the dumb shit that I do, and I'm starting to feel bad about it, and I'm trying to change it in my life. Because I'm 31, so, it's not going to be getting drunk like that anymore. Yeah.
They're used to it. I mean, they have me, a 28-year-old man-child, drinking, like, every other day.
How do you say, twerk in Spanish? I don't know. I just remember, like, a lot of people being like, stop.
Yeah, man. It feels bad, though, especially when you can't really remember because you don't know what happened.
I remember some, yeah.
But no, what's the weird part is I've noticed this. So, like, nights when I get too drunk and I don't remember nothing, there'll just be times where, like, I'll start having flashbacks to what happened. And it'd just be little bits and pieces. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess this happened. And that's about it.
I remember every single time I got, like, really, really drunk. Like, you guys say y'all forget. I never had that problem.
Oh, well, that's good for you.
First time I ever got drunk, first time in my life, I did not black out or anything. I remember it vividly like a movie, and it is scary.
Is that the one where you're crawling on the floor?
No, that was much later. This was, I was at, basically Uncle Steve's family's place. They have this large acre of land, and they do 4th of July and all kinds of things.
Was that where we went and they had the whole pool and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I remember, like, trying to eat corn and beef off the grill just to sober up. I was so drunk. I had drunk Smirnoff Ice, Boone's Farm, and Goldschlager.
That wasn't the night you knocked out the chicken, was it?
Oh, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember we were going to the car. I believe this man is my cousin. So this family is actually my legit family because my dad's cousin was the first baby mama of Steve. So that's how we're at. Like, some of my family there is actually related by blood. Mm-hmm. And I believe this gentleman is my cousin. And we were walking back to his car to get a Guns N' Roses CD, and that's when the rooster started chasing me, and I knocked it out. And then I let them know, and then they were like, "Oh, it'll be fine. It'll get up." And it did get up in like 2 hours. And I was walking around. I was like, "Okay, I thought I killed a rooster. I mean, that's fine."
Turn this rooster.
So you mentioned how that was a scary experience. Actually, that time when we had that Kraken, that was pretty scary for me because that was the first time ever I got so drunk where it's like I had tunnel vision.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's only good when you're driving.
Because I remember I drove your car, and then, I'm not going to mention any names, but the person I was dating at the time, I think, followed behind me.
Yeah, in your car.
Yeah, my car. But, I've dated so many damn people, and I've done so many things that I honestly forget who I've done things with, so I try to, like, be very general when I talk about things, because it could have been my ex-wife, could have been the girlfriend, could have been someone else, and I'm like, well, fuck, I don't know anymore.
I can't wait till Juan's next birthday party so I can bring number 4.
The forthcoming?
We got to make it to August.
That's our birthday month. I'm the 27th and you're the 18th?
11th.
Do you want to read the article?
Sure. The Ohio man that previously accused
Evangelion
and Sony Boy voice actor Daman Mills of sexual misconduct told ANN on Thursday that the allegations were fabricated and untrue. He previously withdrew the allegations on Monday.
Hold on.
So is Daman Mills a power bottom?
I think he's actually a top.
There ain't no way, bro. He's poking his ass out in those...
Bro, I mean, this man is, I don't know.
In a public document, an Ohio man has accused Evangelion film...
Evangelion.
Right. And Sony Boy voice actor Daman Mills of groping him and masturbating next to him while he was asleep. According to the alleged victim, the incident took place between 2014 and 2015, when the man was a high school student and Mills was 20 to 21 years old. Mills, through a cease and
cease and desist
letter sent to that alleged victim on February 18th asserts that the relationship was consensual and mutual, and the allegations were wholeheartedly false and without merit. The voice actor is asking that the allegations be retracted. According to the man who spoke to ANN over a video call and has asked to be called Duncan due to concerns over retaliation and privacy, he met Mills via Facebook when he was just a shy, quiet, and anxious 15-year-old boy. He said they began talking in December 2012 when the yet undiscovered voice actor was living in Hawaii. According to Duncan, they became familiar with one another through the fan-dub scene. Duncan told ANN that the friendship intensified, and Mills confessed sexual and romantic attraction, which Duncan did not reciprocate. According to him, he wanted to be kind to Mills and did not want to end the friendship because of their different sexual orientations. However, he added that he was routinely explaining to Mills that they were not romantically involved over the several-year friendship.
Okay, we'll take a pause right there. So, number one, you're a grown-ass man and that's a high school student. So, already you're at a weird situation. So we're not even getting into the allegations of sexual misconduct. But the fact that this person... So, Damien was very anti-Vic. I mean, he's one of the people that pulled out of the Kamea-Con controversy with Monica and everybody. Which, funny enough, Chris Sabat that started it was at Kamea-Con. Who'da thunk it? But Damien was one of the people that left and very anti-Vic to find out that he had pedophile tendencies, at least early on, and we don't know what other skeletons are in his closet. That's what makes me think about David Ward defending Damien Mills so hardcore, especially with A&N talking about, I don't know if it was A&N or Bounding into Comics, talking about that quote-unquote a Funimation director was really backing up Mills and messaging multiple outlets to talk about it. Probably David Ward. Makes me think, when somebody's a pedophile protector, that they also might have problems behind the scenes themselves. And especially with the recent Supreme Court Justice nomination that had 14 different pedophile cases and let them off on the bare minimum that she could on every single case, it's definitely a problem that we have in our society. And I know that we're moving forward, like with gay rights, civil rights, and everything like that. What I don't want us to do is move backwards back into times that we were dating 14 and 16-year-olds. Just, no.
But I feel like in today's society, anyways, so many things are being... The way things are going, it is seeming like we're taking a step back on certain things. In general. Like racism.
Especially with pedophiles being wanting to be...
protected class, basically.
Yeah, what is it? What do they call themselves? Young people enthusiasts.
Oh, that's sick.
that want to be part of the
I like how they tried to be like, oh, we want to be part of the LGBTQ plus community, and they were like, no, fuck you. You are not part of us, and go away. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that was a weird one, though. Like, that's one thing that, like, for the most part, anyone will accept anything, but that one is just too... No one's going to agree with you on that at all.
No, and I've talked about this before, that and you can't really talk about this without getting canceled, but I've talked about that I think that a 25-year-old that has sex with a 16-year-old is not the same crime as a 25-year-old having sex with a 6-year-old. To me, that's totally two different things. I don't think it should be classified as the same. It concerns me that post-pubescent teenagers are considered the same as having sex with literal children. I think it should be two separate crimes. But I think actually Thomas said this. He was like, you know what? You bring it onto the Texas Senate floor and I'll back you up. I was like, no. Prefer to keep my life and not be shot in the street.
Right. And you know what? I can see your point to a certain extent, but then also saying in general, a 16-year-old mentally is still not there like an adult would be.
Well, I think there's different levels of consent. So I think when you're in the 14, 15, 16-year-old range, I think you can consent. You can't consent fully because you're not an adult. But when you're talking about a 7, 8, 9-year-old, they can't consent at all.
Yeah, that's
like whatsoever.
No.
So I think when you're with an older teenager, that it should be like statutory rape, get on a list, maybe 2 years in jail, community service. But when you have sex with like a 16 or a 6-year-old, I think it's, you should be fully punished, prison time, death penalty, whatever have you.
Right.
I think all pedophilia should end with a bullet.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It is weird, though. Like, I can understand what you're saying, though, but it
is weird that it's the same crime. Yeah.
But also, like they said, there should also be an outlet for some of these people to be like, you know, they come out and be like, hey, I've been having these thoughts. I haven't done anything, but I've been having these thoughts, for them to get them help instead of automatically crucifying them.
Well, I think you can. I mean, like, a therapist has the right, as long as you don't commit or admit to a crime, and having those inappropriate thoughts is not a crime. When you talk to your therapist, they're legally obligated to keep that a secret.
Right. As long as it's not a crime, but that's what I'm saying, though, that you know, they do talk about this, like, when people express those kind of things that they want help, people automatically go after them, and it's like, you probably shouldn't do that. You should probably get these people help before they might do something.
Right, most definitely. Yeah, it's just like with drug addicts. If you don't give them help... Now, I don't want to talk about Biden spending millions of dollars on crack pipes because, you know, clean crack pipes can help with addiction and...
No, he might actually get impeached over this. Like, I don't know why people thought that shit was a lie, and then it finally comes out and you're like, why are y'all surprised by this? Y'all knew about this the whole time. Y'all denied it the whole time.
I've had liberal friends literally tell me that that's a good thing. That people need clean crack pipes so they don't get disease and they can be weaned off of the drug.
Bro, will these Democratic dick riders stop? Like, it has to stop somewhere. It does. You can only be so blind. You just can't.
There was a news article about that they gave too many crack pipes to the white kids, especially white children of rich families that have been addicted to drugs. And they're not giving enough crack pipes to the underprivileged minorities that are addicted to crack because that's the only thing they can find on the street.
Those are also the same people that said people in the ghetto are too dumb to get a fucking ID.
Yeah. Apparently having an ID means you just have white privilege.
Actually, Ben Carson said it the best. He said, I'm not going to consider it racist when you have to literally show your ID to fly. Is that racist?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
You legit have to. And it's like, as you know, Don, if it's spelled wrong, then your ID, you ain't getting on that fucking...
Oh, no, you ain't getting on that plane. Also, you're going to get in the back room and get your stuff checked, too.
And you might get roped. Whoa. Now, if you like it...
I mean, I liked it, so that was fine. Yeah.
TSA me, baby.
You want to continue reading?
Yeah. I tried to be as nice as possible while also stating I did not feel the same but didn't want to affect our friendship. He continued to talk to me every day, texting me constantly, getting angry and emotionally attacking me if I did not respond as quickly as he did. He would often bring up that he felt sexually and emotionally attached to me. All these things I would try to avoid. Duncan wrote in the public document. Duncan said that Mills moved to Ohio in January 2014, approximately a year into their friendship. He said Mills' new home was about an hour from where Duncan lived with his mother and brother, and the two would see one another about once a month. Duncan claimed that the first time Mills stayed over at his house, he insisted that they sleep next to one another in the 16-year-old's twin-sized bed.
Yikes. Continue.
I awoke that night to him heavily wrapped against me, nose in my neck and his entire arm of my shirt. He was caressing my bare body. I felt confused and outraged. This man I had been vulnerable to, taking advantage of my trust, I confronted him. Duncan wrote in the public document. He claimed that Mills denied being awake and the teen asked him to not do it again. According to Duncan, Mills' behavior didn't stop and the sleepovers routinely included Mills asking to sleep in his bed, followed by him waking up to being kissed, caressed, or having his hand move towards Mills' genitals. On one occasion, Duncan said he awoke to discover Mills masturbating next to him in his bed.
So...
I have a question.
Continue. Ask your...
I have a logical question.
Okay.
And this, I'm not discrediting his story or anything,
mm-hmm.
but if all this was going on, why the F were you still letting him come over? You could have put a stop to it right there.
That's a good question.
Like, right there. Like, if you knew that was happening and you knew that was... You probably should have taken yourself out of the situation and been like, hey, I want to come over. No, man, it's fine. You can't come over. No, don't come over.
I mean, I want to agree with you. I want to agree with you, but I know women that hang out with men that literally rape them. So I don't know. I can't be in that mindset.
I just don't understand.
I don't either.
I feel like that's the simple solution.
I know somebody that let their daughter hang out with the man that molested them as a child because, quote unquote, he changed.
Changed or not, you still don't, like, that's just weird, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't, well, I mean, so, in my own personal experience, I tried to distance myself from the person that did that, after I figured out that was wrong. Clearly, when I was a child, I didn't know. But as I got older, I tried to distance myself from that person. So I agree with you, but I don't know the mindset. There's people out there that just hang out with their sexual offenders. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but, like, sometimes, like, if you're in that situation, you kind of feel, like, stuck. Like, oh my gosh, if I do this, then, like, bad things will happen. And you kind of feel, like, obligated to stay with that person for different reasons. And it's really depends on the situation you're in. But, like, sometimes if you're, like, you feel, like, stuck. Like, you can't do anything. Either you don't have the courage or, like, you're physically, like, I, like, live with this person and I can't do this. Or, you know, you just feel stuck. And you can't move, you can't do anything.
Right. Every situation, everything presents different situations. Yeah. Like, it's like I tell people, like, you know, you have problems with your mom, I have problems with my mom, things like that. And people, you know, I'll tell them certain things. I'll be like, oh, well, it's your mom, this and that. And I tell everyone this. I say, and I actually, this is a conclusion I came up to recently. Yeah. Everybody's experience with their parents are different. It's very unique. So you can never speak on my situation. I can never speak on your situation.
Right.
And that's how I've approached life recently. Because it's like, no matter what the situation is, your experiences are unique. So whatever I say is logical to me may not be logical in the moment.
Yeah, and you know how I feel about people that never talk to their parents. Like with your situation with your father. I run into that all the time. And the issue that I have that I tell people, if you had an experience with your father, like, let's say when you were 5 or 10 or whatever, that you had this awful experience and you don't want to ever talk to them again, that's fine. But the problem that I have is, like, when kids are like, well, my mom said he did this and he was never around. It's like, okay, how do you know your mother didn't chase him away or that he wasn't allowed to be around? You can't take what they said as factual. Go find out. I mean, just spend a day with him. Find out he's a douchebag and then never talk to him again. But it's just the wondering or taking your parents' stuff at face value. That's what I don't like. But I never question anybody about how they feel about their parents. As long as you have a legitimate reason, I just don't understand the people that don't want to find their real parents just because they were told that they were awful people. I mean, I was told a lot of things about a lot of people, and 60% of it wasn't true. So
good percent that was.
Oh yeah, that was a good percentage right there, 40%.
Like with our certain mutual friend that we have, that she's going through a situation right now. I also look at it with, like, same thing. I was like, I don't know how much of this is true. And, you know, she'll come up to me and tell me all these things, and I'm like, I don't even know what to say at that point. I'm just like, all right, I'll just listen. Because I don't really know what to say anymore.
I was so alarmed that it took me a couple days to bring this up to him. He then admitted to me that he had been pleasuring himself in my bed. He also told me that he would get off to the idea of me a lot. I feel so much shame for letting this go on for so long as it did, but also angered that someone who knows right from wrong would do these things, Duncan wrote in the public document. Duncan claimed that on Mill's 21st birthday in 2014, Mills came to stay in Duncan's family home and spent hours attempting to persuade the 17-year-old boy to perform oral sex. He stated that Mills told him, "Friends help each other out sometimes. I'm so happy now that through the emotional abuse and mind games that I didn't give in. However, I would still wake up to him kissing me in my sleep and fondling me. Some of these things I was too cowardly to even address." Duncan wrote in the public document. He said that Mills even sought out one of his other acquaintances in hopes of getting photos of Duncan in his underwear, under the pretenses of it being a joke. That acquaintance was Brian, who has asked us to not publish his last name due to privacy concerns. Brian said he was introduced to Mills through Duncan in approximately 2014. He and Duncan were friends, forged over the internet, and both teens took part in the Skype-based chat group that included other similarly aged friends. The group often joked around and did dumb shit that Brian described as typical humor for the time. He said he took a video of Duncan in February 2014 and set a screenshot of his friend's face as his own profile photo on Facebook. In a screenshot Brian shared with ANN, Mills is shown to have messaged Brian and began asking for the video repeatedly after Brian declined. Brian told ANN that Mills would often make off-color comments on his and other boys' Facebook profiles and play it off as jokes, including statements like he was going to rape them. He would comment on Facebook posts and, spell rape incorrectly to try and act like it's funny, Brian said. In one message from 2014 shared with ANN, Mills wrote to 16-year-old Brian that they should fuck and asked the teen to send nude photos of himself. Brian said he was contacted by Mills the day after the voice actor's birthday when Mills allegedly asked Duncan to perform oral sex. In the message screenshot shared with ANN, Mills stated that he and Duncan never really dated and that his feelings for the teenager were unrequited. Duncan told ANN that another incident allegedly took place outside of his home when he went to visit Mills in February 2015. Like previous incidents, Duncan said that Mills asked that they sleep in the same bed. Duncan stated that he woke up that morning to Mills prodding my penis through my shorts, and that's only what I was awake for. According to Duncan, he woke up mortified, to which he said Mills only laughed. Duncan said he confronted Mills about it later, and that Mills made him promise not to tell anyone.
Alrighty
Pretty
then.
done listening to that sick shit.
Yeah. Man, I didn't realize how long this article is.
It's
And what's funny is he retracted all the statements.
right, and the only thing is though, we don't know this guy. We don't know if this guy's a compulsive liar, which compulsive liars can come up with details and stuff like that. And it is very detailed oriented, which makes it seem more legitimate to the story, honestly. But I don't know.
Well, see, my whole thing is, even if he's not telling the truth, I don't really care because Damian Mills was so anti-Vic. I just love that they get the taste of their own medicine.
All right.
But what's funny is, there's no believe all victims. There's no silencing your victims. Don't silence victims with legal threats. Everybody that was anti-Vic is very pro Damian Mills. That's concerning. It's awful. Speaking of, Vic Mignogna right now is actually in Ukraine helping out refugees.
Oh, is he really?
God, I did not realize this article was this long.
It's pretty disturbing, honestly.
Alright, ASMR. I'm a celebrity, so you should trust me. You should drink Diet Dr. Pepsi. Is your pee-pee on the fritz? Mine was too until I drank Diet Dr. Pepsi. And now my wife Mordecai can't get enough of it. Throwback to my Toonami and Friends bit age.
All the old shit.
Well, I've actually, so I've uploaded the Your Black and White shows, but I'm going to do the Toonami and Friends podcast, re-upload it at some point.
I don't really have much more to say about this subject, he retracted his statement, which to everyone's like, oh my god, he was lying all to begin with. And certain people won't believe him. This story will go nowhere. That's all it is. This story will go nowhere.
Well, hopefully with Crunchyroll taking over Funimation, that they just get rid of him.
They probably will. He's too much of a liability at this point.
I hope they do the same thing with Jamie Markey and Monica Rial and all the people involved.
Well, here's the thing. If you're acquiring a company, what's the first thing you're going to do? You don't want any bad press, so you're going to get rid of all your problematic people first.
Yeah.
And then you got your clean slate, and that's where you start at.
And they messed up Funimation, so not only was Funimation not liked by the populace here in the United States by saying that we don't care about fans, dropping animes that people liked after they purchased them, then not releasing the rights, the whole Vic Mignogna situation, etc. They also weren't liked in Japan because they would wait for animes to drop below market value, then sweep up the dubbing rights, not purchase any other rights, so not purchase action figures or anything else, and get these animes at super low price. That's why it took, To Love Ru, 8 years to get dubbed. They just waited for it to be as dirt cheap as possible.
Sounds like any business, they're going to try to get their product at dirt cheap and sell it for
But other countries don't do that. So when you go to France and you watch the French dub of Dragon Ball Z, they paid top dollar for it. And Funimation just doesn't. So it looks disrespectful. Especially in Japan, where business is such a high thing and respect is number one.
Oh, yeah. And
Funimation just has a bad reputation. That's why Netflix and Hulu and Amniplex and Crunchyroll were getting so many more animes than Funimation over the years. Funimation, I mean, honestly, I mean, they get some animes here and there, but really they have their staples. They have their My Hero Academias, the Dragon Ball Zs, and Dragon Ball Super at this point. But you've noticed a lot of other companies had got a ton more of those 12-episode animes.
Oh, yeah. And then you got some, like Netflix got a pretty big one with the Seven Deadly Sins. That was a big hit for them. Yeah. They also got some other good ones on there. Like, and the same thing, actually, Amazon's starting to get some, too.
What I want is... I want Disney to buy, like, Sony or something like that. Because I feel like Disney would do a really good job at dubbing anime.
Well, Sony was about to sell all of their film, like, all their film rights for everything until they did the whole thing with Disney and it kind of resurrected it. Because have you noticed, since they basically did the co-op with Spider-Man, what happened after that? Venom, Morbius. They're trying to build back up, and that's why they were trying to take Spider-Man back, because they wanted their own Spider-Verse again that they were trying to do back in 12.
I just want Disney to buy Sony, and then that comes with Crunchyroll and Funimation. And having Disney in control of anime just sounds really good to me. I don't know. Because Disney already has a foothold in Japan markets. Disney is one of the closest friends to Nintendo. I mean...
I'm pretty sure Disney has their foot in. There's not one thing that Disney does not have their foot in. I almost guarantee that. In some which way or another.
So... I wonder how much Disney is with China, because I know a lot of other companies get flack about Chinese censorship and stuff like that, but I'm wondering about Disney, how bad they are in the whole. I know that like Marvel and stuff is censored over in China.
Well, it's a big market, so like in the world, like your biggest markets right now are the United States, China, and then pretty much India. And India and China are only because of the sheer amount of people that are there, and that's it.
And we've met voice actors from Bang Zoom.
Yeah.
Which does Asian Toonami. And basically they do an English dub for India and China. Which sounds weird, right? But it exists. And for some reason, the American dub does really well in Europe. So like when you go to England and stuff, it's the same Funimation voice actors. That's why they have Kamehacon UK and stuff. But when you go to India, Dragon Ball Z is totally different voice cast. Don't know why. Just how it is. Apparently, they have released the Funimation dub over there a long time ago, and it just didn't do well. Then they redid it for localization. I don't know what you would change to be like, let's change it towards geared towards more India and China. I'm trying to think of like Dragon Ball Z and like what would you change? Like what would be different?
Actually, with the acquisition of Funimation, what's going to happen with that new... I'm guessing nothing's going to happen with the new Dragon Ball Super movie. Which does not look that good, by the way. I don't really like the way it looks.
So, all contracts are going to be continued out. So, that means that the new Dragon Ball Super movie, I think the new season of Dragon Ball Super, the Dragon Ball What If, or whatever they call it, and then the new series, or the new season of My Hero Academia, and some other things are going to continue on. But once those are done, it's going to become Crunchyroll. So, I mean, we might actually see voice actor changes.
Yeah, it might happen.
I mean, I would love to see Johnny Young Bosch as All Might, but... well, I guess let's do a call out. I don't want to continue to read this long article.
Sickening article.
Yeah, basically.
Bring that ass here, boy.
Wow, that ass is amazing. Bruh!
Sponsored by Xmart. Extreme deals and extreme service.
We clapped her cheeks just right.
So, Juan, have you ever released your vlogs yet?
I'm knowing me how lazy I am. Not yet.
Never.
You should. That's exciting.
About to call you out.
God bless.
What are the vlogs about? Just regular...
Just random shit. I just talk about my mind.
Yeah, so he talks about stuff, and then he talks about it over recordings of him grilling.
They're grill vlogs.
Yeah.
Nice. You should. That'd be cool.
Eventually it'll come out.
Evangelion.
Alright, well, since his stuff isn't out yet, I'm going to call out Legal Bites, which is a hot blind lawyer version of Nick Rekieta. And she talks about law and stuff. And things.
So I don't even know what my vlogging channel's gonna be called.
Juan Beats Meat.
Nope.
I don't know.
It's gonna be called Nightmare KT. Or Gunslinger KT. I haven't decided yet. There's gonna be a Let's Play channel and a vlogging channel, so.
Oh, God.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna start Let's Plays.
Oh, yeah, you can link to the one Let's Play we have on the channel.
Oh, yeah.
You playing Cooking Simulator. Two people that can't read playing a text-based game. It was the best.
Good times.
No.
We need to do Doki Doki.
Yeah.
For real, our next Let's Play should be Doki Doki. Bet.
Alright, well, I'm gonna end this. Arigato gozaimasu. Have einen guten Tag. Tu madre es pollo.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's episode. Please check out our other podcasts on the channel, such as The Knot, where we have bite-sized topics and conversations that anyone can enjoy. There's more to come, so subscribe and ring the bell. We don't want you missing out on any future content. Now, if you can excuse us, your mum is changing upstairs. We'll see you next time here on the Sweet Podcast, and only on YouTube.